Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're diving into Thomas Erikson's Surrounded by Idiots today.
You know, when you sent over those summaries and excerpts,
Yeah.
I gotta say, that title really grabs you, doesn't it?
It does.
I mean, who hasn't felt that way at some point? Like, come on.
Right. But he's not really calling anyone an idiot.
Right.
It's more about, like, how we just don't seem to understand each other sometimes.
Exactly. And he starts the book off by sort of challenging this idea that, like, most communication training just doesn't work because it treats everyone the same.
Interesting.
Like, we all process information the same way.
So he's saying there's no one-size-fits-all approach to communication.
Right, exactly. And so...
What's he suggesting instead?
Well, he introduces this system of 4 behavioral types.
Okay.
And he assigns a color to each.
Okay.
Red, yellow, green, and blue.
Mm-hmm.
But he's super clear this is a simplification.
Right.
Nobody's purely one color. We're all a mix.
We're all a blend,
Yeah, but understanding these dominant types can help us communicate better.
Okay, so let's unpack these colors.
Okay.
Where does he start?
He starts with red.
Okay.
And he describes them as those action-oriented, driven folks. They're the ones who are always pushing forward, taking charge.
Always getting things done.
They get it done types, yeah.
I can see how they could be great leaders, but maybe a little intimidating at times, too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And, you know, Erikson points out that their strengths, like decisiveness and ambition, can also be their weaknesses.
Oh, interesting.
If they're not careful.
How so?
Well, they can come across as impatient, bossy, even aggressive sometimes.
So it's about finding that right balance.
Yes.
Harnessing the strengths, but also being mindful of the impact on others.
Exactly. And he gives some specific advice on how to communicate with reds.
Okay, I'm all ears.
He says, be direct, to the point, and focus on what you want to happen.
So no beating around the bush.
No, none of that.
Or getting lost in the weeds, all those little details.
Exactly. And he also suggests appealing to their competitive nature, like highlight the challenges of a task and the rewards.
So skip the small talk.
Right.
Get straight to business.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's red. What about yellow? How does he describe them?
Oh, the yellows. They're the social butterflies.
Oh, okay.
Energetic, enthusiastic.
I like them already.
Love connecting with people.
Yeah.
The life of the party.
Okay. Fun to be around.
Always spreading sunshine.
But maybe not the best at, like, staying on task.
You got it.
Yeah.
Their energy can lead to kind of disorganization.
Right.
A lack of follow-through.
Okay, so how do you communicate with the yellow, knowing that?
Well, he recommends creating a positive and engaging atmosphere.
Okay.
So use humor.
Yeah.
Be expressive. Show genuine interest in what they have to say.
So lots of smiles, high fives.
Exactly. And let them have the spotlight. Let them share their stories, their ideas.
But be ready to maybe gently steer them back.
Yes, gently guide them back.
If they get a little too far off track.
Exactly.
Okay, so yellows. All about that energy and connection. What about greens? What do they fit in?
Greens are the calm, steady force in any group. They value harmony, stability, relationships.
They sound like the glue that holds everything together.
They really are.
Yeah.
Always seeking that compromise.
But maybe a little resistant to change.
That's a common observation.
Yeah.
Their desire for harmony can make them hesitant.
To rock the boat.
To rock the boat, exactly.
So how do you talk to someone who's so focused on harmony?
Well, he says to create a calm, reassuring environment.
Okay.
When you're interacting with a green, be patient, listen carefully.
Yeah.
Avoid being aggressive or pushy.
So speak softly.
Yes.
Carry a big olive branch.
You got it.
Got it.
And he recommends emphasizing teamwork.
Okay.
Show them how an idea will benefit the whole group.
Makes sense. Appealing to that collaborative spirit.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got reds, yellows, greens. That leaves blues.
Yes, the blues.
What sets them apart?
They're the analytical thinkers.
Okay.
Masters of detail, precision. Logical, organized.
Got it.
Always striving for perfection.
Like the architects, the engineers?
Yes. Meticulous planners.
They sound incredibly competent, but maybe a little on the critical side.
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Their focus on details can make them overly critical.
Of themselves, even.
Of themselves and others, yeah.
So how do you communicate effectively with someone who's so detail-oriented?
Erikson really stresses being prepared
Okay.
when you're interacting with blues.
Okay.
Have your facts straight, your data organized, your arguments well thought out.
So no winging it
Yeah.
or relying on emotions to persuade them?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Appeal to their analytical minds with
Right.
logic and evidence.
Be precise, clear,
Yes.
avoid vague statements.
Okay.
So we've covered the 4 basic colors,
We have.
but I have a feeling there's more to it, right? He doesn't just leave us with these descriptions.
You're right.
Yeah.
He goes deeper.
Okay.
He explores how these colors interact with each other,
Oh, interesting.
especially in tough situations,
Okay.
like giving feedback
Yeah.
or resolving conflict. He argues that a lot of communication problems happen because
Yeah.
people are basically speaking different color languages.
That's fascinating.
It's like you're trying to talk to someone
Right.
who speaks a different language.
Even though you're both speaking English.
Exactly.
And that's where the real value of his system comes in.
It is.
It's not about labeling people
No.
or putting them in boxes.
Right.
It's about understanding how they communicate
Yeah.
and adapting your approach.
Exactly.
So it's a tool for building bridges,
yeah, it is.
not walls.
Right.
You know, this is making me rethink how I approach communication in general.
It's powerful stuff.
It is. It is.
Surrounded by idiots really challenges our assumptions and gives us a framework to understand why people act the way they do.
Okay, this has been really insightful.
Good.
I'm already starting to see the people in my life
Yeah.
through this new lens, you know? But I'm eager to dig deeper
Yeah.
into those specific scenarios where these color differences really come into play.
Okay.
So does he give real-life examples of how these communication breakdowns happen?
Oh, he does.
Okay.
He does. And that's a big part of the book, actually. And
Okay.
that's what we're going to look at next.
Right.
He explores things like
Yeah.
how reds might clash with blues at work,
Okay.
or how a yellow might misunderstand what a green is really trying to say.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm ready to see how this color theory plays out in real life.
Let's do it. So, welcome back to the deep dive.
Right now.
Before we jump into those real-world examples,
Yeah.
we should probably address the elephant in the room.
The idiot in the room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people might find that title a little offensive, maybe.
Right, right.
Or dismissive.
Yeah, he knows. He knows.
Yeah.
He acknowledges it right away that it's kind of shocking.
Yeah.
But he makes it clear he's not calling anyone an idiot.
Okay.
The title's a hook
Right.
to get us thinking about why we sometimes feel like
Yeah.
we're surrounded by people who just don't get us.
It's more about that disconnect
It is.
in communication.
Yeah.
Not about anyone actually being, you know,
Right.
not intelligent.
Exactly. Exactly. It's
Fair.
that feeling of, like,
Yeah.
why don't they understand? It's so obvious.
Yeah.
And he says a lot of times it's because we don't recognize each other's behavioral styles
Adapt, right.
and adapt to them.
Okay, so let's dive into those real-world scenarios.
Okay.
Where does he start?
Well, he has a whole chapter
Okay.
on reds and blues,
Oh.
especially at work.
Okay.
Like, imagine a red manager
Yeah.
trying to give a task to a blue subordinate.
Ooh, I can already see the potential for conflict there.
Right.
The red wants action,
Yep.
quick decisions.
Yeah,
The blue needs precision, thoroughness.
exactly. The red might just say, get it done, don't overthink it.
Yeah.
But for the blue, that's unsettling.
They need more information.
Yeah, they need clear instruction.
Specific parameters.
Right.
Yeah.
They might start asking questions,
Yeah.
wanting to make sure they understand everything.
Which, to the red,
Uh-huh.
might seem like stalling.
Yeah, or nitpicking.
Yeah.
And that's where the communication breaks down.
Right.
The red gets frustrated, feels like there's no initiative.
And the blue feels overwhelmed,
Yeah.
unsupported.
Exactly.
So what does Erikson suggest to navigate that kind of clash?
Well, he says it's all about mutual understanding.
Okay.
The red needs to recognize that the blue needs clarity, structure,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the blue needs to understand
Yeah.
that the red wants things done efficiently.
So instead of just saying, get it done,
Mhm.
the red could say something like,
Yeah.
here's the goal.
Right.
Here are the key things you need to consider.
Uh-huh.
I trust you to figure out the details.
Yeah.
But let me know if you have any questions.
That's much better.
Right.
It gives the blue that structure they crave,
Yeah.
but also empowers them
Yeah, to take ownership.
to take ownership. Yeah.
This is making me think about all the times
Yeah.
I felt misunderstood at work, or I've totally misjudged someone.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us.
Yeah.
And he gives examples for all the color combinations.
Oh, interesting.
Highlighting how their different approaches to communication, problem solving,
Yeah.
even conflict can create all this friction.
Okay, so what's another example that stands out to you?
Well, he talks about yellows and greens
Okay.
and how they can have a hard time finding common ground
Okay.
socially, especially the yellow, wanting to connect, entertain, might overwhelm the green.
Who needs a little more peace and quiet
Exactly.
to feel comfortable?
The green might feel drained by all that need for stimulation and attention.
And the yellow might misinterpret that
They might.
as disinterest.
Yeah, or think they're being aloof.
When really the green just needs a little space.
Exactly.
And the green might see the yellow as insensitive, overbearing.
Yeah.
So how do you bridge that gap?
He says yellows need to dial it back a little.
Yeah.
Give the green some space to feel comfortable.
And greens, on the other hand, can try to engage with the yellow's enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Recognize it as a genuine attempt to connect.
Exactly.
It's all about that balance.
It is.
Respecting each other's needs.
Yeah.
Communication styles.
Exactly. And he even talks about how these colors play out in romantic relationships.
Okay.
Parenting.
Interesting.
And ships.
It's fascinating to see how this framework applies to so many different parts of life.
It really is, yeah.
It's not just about understanding others, though, is it?
No.
It's also about understanding ourselves.
Absolutely.
If we know our own dominant color, we recognize our strengths and weaknesses, and also understand why we might clash with certain people.
Exactly. Once we see those patterns, we can communicate better.
Right.
Set better boundaries.
Okay.
Build stronger relationships.
So, Surrounded by Idiots is more than just a catchy title. It's a roadmap, right?
It is.
For navigating all the complexities of human interaction.
Exactly. It gives us a new way to see each other and ourselves.
And replace that judgment, that frustration with understanding, empathy.
I love that.
This has been such an insightful journey through Erikson's work. But there's one last piece of the puzzle I'm curious about. He doesn't just point out the problems, does he? He offers solutions.
He does. And that's what we're going to talk about next.
Right.
He gives very specific strategies, techniques for communicating with each color based on their needs, their preferences.
Perfect. I'm ready to learn how to put all this knowledge into practice.
Let's do it.
So welcome back to the Deep Dive. We've been exploring this whole surrounded by idiots thing.
Yeah.
And I got to say, I'm really starting to see the world differently.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is. It is. But we've covered a lot, the different colors, how they clash, all that. Now I want to get to the practical stuff.
Okay.
Does he actually give advice on how to communicate better, like with each type?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Okay, good.
And this is where the book gets really useful, I think. It goes beyond just identifying the personality types.
Right.
And gives you actual strategies.
Okay.
He calls it speaking the color language.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do we speak red?
All right. So with red, think directness.
Okay.
Efficiency.
Got it.
Skip the small talk.
Yeah.
Be clear, concise.
So no long, rambling emails, no beating around the bush.
None of that.
Okay.
They want action. They want results.
They want to know what needs to be done.
Exactly.
And how they can help.
Exactly.
What else should we keep in mind with reds?
Don't be afraid to challenge them a little.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they respect people who can hold their own in a debate. Present strong arguments.
So a little healthy debate is good.
Yeah, but always focus on the positive outcomes.
Right.
Appeal to that competitive side.
Show them how your idea can help them succeed.
Exactly.
Okay, so red language is all about clarity, efficiency.
Yeah.
A little bit of healthy competition.
I like it.
Okay, got it. Now, what about yellows?
Yellows. How do we speak yellow?
Enthusiasm is key.
Okay.
Bring that positive energy to the conversation. Be expressive. Yeah.
Show them you're genuinely interested in what they're saying.
So kind of mirror their upbeat social nature.
Exactly.
Okay.
They thrive on connection.
Yeah.
Positive reinforcement.
Make them feel heard, appreciated.
Yes, exactly.
Don't be afraid to use some humor.
Right.
Keep things lighthearted.
Exactly. That's their language.
Okay. Any other tips for yellows?
When you're giving feedback, start with the good stuff.
Okay.
The praise, the appreciation.
Right. The classic sandwich technique.
Exactly. Start positive, then the constructive criticism, then end positive again.
Got it. Got it.
And remember,
yellows
love the spotlight.
They do.
Let them share their ideas, their stories.
But be ready to steer them back gently.
Gently guide the conversation,
if it goes too far off track.
Exactly.
Okay, so yellow is bring the energy, show appreciation, let them shine.
I like it.
Okay, now how do we switch gears to speak green?
Okay, so with greens, it's all about creating that safe space, that harmonious environment. Be patient. Listen carefully.
Right.
Avoid aggressive or confrontational language.
So kind of the opposite of red, in a way.
You could say that, yeah. They need to feel comfortable, secure to open up.
So speak softly.
Yes.
Choose your words carefully. Show empathy.
Exactly. And when you're presenting ideas, focus on the teamwork aspect.
Okay.
Show them how it'll benefit the whole group.
Makes sense. Appeal to that desire for cooperation.
Exactly.
Okay. Last but not least, how do we talk to blues?
All right. With blues, be prepared. Be organized.
Got it.
They like logic, facts, well-structured arguments.
Have your data ready.
Yes.
Not vague statements.
No
emotional appeals.
Definitely not.
Okay, so blue language is prepared, organized, specific.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's how we speak each color.
Yeah, and remember, this is just the starting point.
Okay.
The book goes into way more detail. It gives you specific phrases, strategies.
To use in different situations.
And each color.
I definitely see how that would be helpful.
Yeah.
This whole conversation has been so eye-opening.
Good.
I feel like I have a whole new toolkit now.
That's great to hear.
For communicating with people.
That's the power of this book, you know. It's not about putting people in boxes.
Right.
It's about understanding their communication style.
And adapting.
And adapting to it, yeah.
So hopefully we can avoid those idiot moments.
Those frustrating moments.
Yeah, and build stronger relationships.
Absolutely, because in the end, we're all just trying to connect, communicate.
Right. Navigate this crazy world together.
Exactly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, there you have it.
That wraps up our deep dive into Surrounded by Idiots.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening, everyone.